Alright, Drew, we're finally playing as Commander Shepard on the next generation of consoles.
Release the Varant!
Alright, Drew, so like I said, we are Commander Shepard, and in this review, we're going to be just reviewing Mass Effect 1. We're going to try and split this up into 3 parts because these are 3 very big games, man.
Absolutely.
But, okay, so 2007, I think, is when Mass Effect initially launched, maybe 2008. We're talking years ago.
Yeah.
And hopping into this remaster, unfortunately, it still feels some of that 2007 fatigue, does it not?
Absolutely. So when it initially launched, everybody was all over this game, and everybody was talking about it, right? It's the hottest thing going in story choices and
Rightfully so.
dialogue. Yeah, right? Like, the story is, bar none, one of the best ever told when it comes to the trilogy alone, never mind just the first game. But it's the game itself that held me back then that still continues to hold me back now. That's where I'm at, Nate. I'm still stuck back in those 2008, 2007 era of this game, and I can't, it's so difficult to get through the first one. What I would have liked to have seen is what everybody else has been doing lately and doing a remake of the game. I don't want to remaster because it is so outdated and so old. Like the new Demon Souls coming over to PS5, dude, it would have been fantastic to have that caliber brought over into Mass Effect 1 because it still feels so far behind. They did tweak a few things, like the gunplay, the gun mechanic, which I never thought was good, and I still continue to this day think it's awful. Like, even on the next gen stuff, they have done, slight improvements, but it's just not enough. Visually, there are moments that you're just like, wow, that is cool, it looks great, and then there are other moments, like my character, I'm just like, no, like, man, that still needs a lot of work. So the first one, it still left me in the same position that I did all those years ago, Nate. It didn't connect. I'm still left out. I feel like I'm missing something. You know what I mean? Where are you at with this one?
Well, man, I have pure nostalgia goggles on with this game, so
Sure.
I've been waiting to play this
Yes.
game for a long time. I tried a few years ago, and I just was like, okay, it's just too old.
Yeah.
But playing the remaster, they have tweaked it enough for me, being a returning fan,
Sure.
to actually want to play through it and explore each planet. Because, man, a lot of this game, okay, going into the gameplay of it is stale. I mean, you have to go and explore planets. So you're on your Mako and you're surveying, different anomalies and question marks. And then
So boring.
other times you're just literally clicking on the planet and then just surveying it for minerals. Now, for me personally, again, I've actually spent the time and read through everything, man. I've gone through every dialogue. This is my favorite science fiction universe, ever. This surpasses
Sure.
Star Wars. This surpasses everything.
Wow.
It is the ultimate universe, and I am incredibly intrigued about it. But it's so stale, man. Getting to the combat, it's also really old. I'm playing as a biotic.
Yep.
Which, okay, let's, I guess, talk about the different classes. You get to pick between one of 6 classes, which are all play relatively the same in the first game, but as you
Sure.
progress through Mass Effect 2 and 3, they play very differently. So if you're actually going to start this game, pick your class wisely. But you have the soldier who's focused on weapons. You have the biotics, like I chose. And that's sort of your mage class, where you're using biotic powers like throw and lift. It honestly feels like the Force, which is fantastic in my opinion, at
Nice.
times
Yep.
in this game. But then you have your engineer, who's more focused on sabotaging and hacking electronics and that sort of thing. But then you have all the hybrids, where half soldier, half engineer, or half biotic, half soldier. Anyways, all these variations, there's a lot of choice. Then you get
Sure.
to start with your character. There's a bunch of customization, which I still, found myself spending quite a bit of time customizing my Shepard, man, because the customization in this game is pretty great. But man, there actually are quite a bit of issues I've encountered, man.
Yep.
Nothing Nothing too time consuming, but just little things where there's an enemy flashing back and forth on my screen, or I've even just had little game crashes when I try to start up my game. Everything just sets me back maybe 10-15 seconds, but still just weird that there's a little bit of a lack of polish, at least in the first game so far.
I've had people pop in and out of cover, so I'm just lining them up with my sniper rifle, and all of a sudden as they go to get out of cover, they like physically just go flash Bing. And pop. I'm like, oh, like you can't line that up, right? So that's the problem. Like there's a disconnect there. I'm like, oh my goodness, just painful sometimes.
Alright, Drew, so if I'm going to tell you about the story and everyone about the story, there's a lot to it, but it basically starts you off as Commander Shepard on this secret mission working for the Alliance, which is basically the human government of the galaxy. So while you're on this secret mission, you have a Spectre on board, and these Spectres, they're above the law. They essentially are the law bringers of the galaxy, but they can do anything they want above the law. It doesn't matter, do or die, they have to get it done. So through all these events, you end up having to go to the Citadel and have to convince the Council, which is like the galaxy's government, so to speak. You have to try and convince them that Saren betrayed you, and they don't believe you. So through a series of events, you do end up convincing them, and you have to then stop Saren because it looks like he is trying to take out the galaxy. And that's a very, very vague description of this story, man. But if the thing is, this game is all about dialogue and choice. So everyone you talk to, there is so much lore and information that they hold, and sometimes if you actually plow through it, you'll end up opening another mission. And there's just so much choice in this game. Like, this game is amazing if you can plow through that 2007 fatigue, man, because it is old. It's a remaster, not a remake. Like you said, maybe a remake would have been a better choice for this at this point.
For sure.
But that is a lot of work, you know. That entails an entire thing. We might have not have had a Mass Effect remaster in like 5 years. So I'm content being a returning fan. But Drew, alright, man, there's so much to this game, but what are you gonna score it, dude?
Alright, let's wrap this up, Nate. Honestly, I would have preferred a remake of the first one and a remaster of the second two, because I think 2 and 3 hold up where the first one just doesn't. It doesn't hold up whatsoever. The story is the highlight of the game without a doubt, but you have to push through the game itself in order to get there, and it's one heck of a chore. And for me, puts me at a 4.5.
Oof, that's pretty rough, man. I'm definitely higher than you. I do have the nostalgia goggles on, but there are some silly bugs in this game that I think they should have polished and kind of hemmed out. Like, that is a little ridiculous that I'm getting little game crashes. But man, the game does look pretty, and it is just a remaster, so I'm there with a 7.
Nice.
They hit the Masters, but the Masters, they have lights and hoses. Daddy's, he's melting. Shh. She doesn't want to see that. Don't make her look. Don't look. Stupid, stupid.
I know it hurts, Talitha. I'm sorry. But you need to deal with this.
An incredible story might not push you through this old feeling game as a newcomer, but as a returning fan, this is a must grab. Repetitiveness makes up for a lot of this game, but if you can pound through it, the universe created is one everybody must experience.
Prothean technology. Unbelievable.
It wasn't doing anything like that when they dug it up. Something must have activated it.
Roger, Normandy. Standing by.
No!
No, don't touch it. Too damn.